What if I told you that going without food for 3 days could be the best medicine your body has ever received, and without spending a dime? Sounds crazy, right? We grew up hearing that we have to eat every 3 hours, eat a big breakfast, and that skipping meals slows down our metabolism. But what if all of this is actually wrong? The truth is that, throughout most of human history, fasting was not a choice, but a necessity. Our ancestors went long periods without eating, because food was not always available. And, contrary to what many people think, it was precisely this adaptation that allowed human beings to survive, evolve, and thrive. Today, however, we are at the other extreme: abundant, easy, and constantly available food. But excess food is making us sick, inflamed, and tired, and not everyone talks about this. When you stop eating for a while, your body starts to function in a completely different way. It cleans out bad cells, burns fat, and even strengthens its defenses against viruses and chronic diseases. Yes, all of this just by going without food for a few hours, or a few days. In this video, I'm going to show you what happens to your body when you fast for up to 72 hours, and why it can change not only your health, but also your mind, your focus, and even your appearance. Forget everything you've been taught about nutrition and come with me to understand a new perspective that many people don't want to, or don't know how to, share. You've probably heard that old recommendation: you have to eat every 3 hours to keep your metabolism active. But is that really necessary? Recent studies show that eating several times a day can do exactly the opposite. It can cause insulin resistance, one of the main causes of diseases such as type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even heart problems. When you eat all the time, your insulin levels remain high and your body never has a chance to truly burn fat. It's like trying to fill a glass that's already overflowing. It doesn't work. Excess insulin prevents your body from using stored fat as energy, and then a vicious cycle begins. The more you eat, the hungrier you feel, the more tired you become, and the less you can lose weight. In addition, this constant eating keeps the digestive system constantly active, overloading organs such as the liver and pancreas. This favors silent inflammatory processes, which we often only notice when they have already evolved into serious diseases. On the other hand, when you allow your body to go without food for a while, it completely changes gears. It stops focusing on digestion and starts concentrating on cellular repair, burning fat, and balancing hormones. That's why fasting can be a powerful and natural tool for restoring your health. When you choose to fast, whether for 18, 24, 48, or even 72 hours, your body starts to do incredible things that many people can't even imagine. First, you start to burn the fat that was accumulated, which helps with weight loss and makes your mind lighter and more focused. In addition, inflammation in the body, which causes several diseases, decreases significantly. When the fast is a little longer, the body starts to use a different type of energy, which is very efficient and makes the brain function better. That's why many people feel mental clarity, more concentration, and even a better mood. Another incredible benefit is that the body starts to clean itself, eliminating old cells and renewing others. It's like an internal cleaning, leaving everything healthier and functioning better. And there's more. Fasting helps to strengthen your immunity, leaving the body better prepared to fight viruses and infections. It's as if you were resetting the system, preparing it to function in a stronger and more balanced way. All of this happens without drugs or expensive supplements, just by giving your body the time it needs to regenerate. But of course, fasting requires preparation. It's not just about stopping eating from one moment to the next. During fasting, it's best to only consume calorie-free liquids, such as water, tea, or black coffee. And here's one of the biggest secrets: salt. Without enough sodium, you can feel weak, have a headache, and even have cramps. That's why a fundamental tip is to add a pinch of sea salt or pink salt to a glass of water and drink it throughout the day. In addition, minerals such as potassium and magnesium are essential for maintaining electrolyte balance and avoiding symptoms such as irritability, insomnia, or palpitations. Natural sources include avocado, spinach, and coconut water, but you can also supplement if necessary. Before starting a prolonged fast, it's very important to prepare your body. Gradually reducing your carbohydrate intake a few days beforehand can facilitate the metabolic transition, avoiding what many call the low-carb flu, which gives you that feeling of weakness at first. And when it's time to break your fast, be extra careful. Many people make the mistake of going straight to a heavy meal, rice, beans, meat, and the body, after days without digestion, is not ready for that. The safest way to break your fast is with a light, easily digestible meal. A bone broth rich in collagen and minerals, scrambled eggs, cooked vegetables, and gradually introduce proteins and healthy fats. Avoid sweets, ultra-processed foods, and excess carbohydrates right away. And here's one last secret that few tell. The true benefit of fasting is not just in stopping eating, but in how you eat after it. Fasting opens a window of metabolic opportunity for you to become a healthier and more disciplined version of yourself. Now that you understand what happens when you stop eating for a few hours or even 3 days, will you continue to believe that you need to eat all the time? Or will you give your body a chance to show all the strength and healing capacity it has when you simply allow it to rest? Have you ever imagined having more energy, a smaller belly, a sharp mental focus, and, as a bonus, reducing the risk of chronic diseases? All this just by changing a habit, without spending anything, without medication, just trusting in the intelligence of your body. How many problems could you avoid? How many years of healthy life could you gain? Now that you know, the choice is yours. Will you put this knowledge into practice, or will you let it pass you by? If this video made sense to you, if it opened your mind or made you think differently about your relationship with food, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share it with someone who also needs to know this. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Come with us to discover everything that no one told you about eating, or who knows, about not eating.